Welcome to another episode of MaddHatterTV's podcast, where that's right, today we discovered sometimes you gotta have two Ds because one D isn't enough. We're about to take a wild ride. When I say a wild ride, like, whee! We're gonna cruise through the Las Vegas tunnels with Tony and Shauna, who are hosting all of the great charity work, going down below, feeding the homeless, which, fantastic, I don't even know how to do that. But wait, but there's more. And so not only do we have people that go down and help the tunnels, we have a congressional congressman here who is he is a congressional, I'm just dreaming, okay? I would love to say he's a congressional congressman, but he is a candidate who is also an author and a psychology expert and an advocate for all of the, would we say, the world of cannabis etiquette. Even wrote a book on this. Holy crap. I'm talking none other than, if you haven't figured that out, the one, the only, Mr. Michael Boris! And we've got the Sean and the Tony. Welcome, everybody. Mm-hmm. So let's just start and get into it. Before we get into all the crazy questions, how do you cool cats know each other? Because we've got a congressional candidate over here who, wow, the stoner world, Jesus. And then we've got the underground tunnels. How did we get this put together, you guys?
I have no idea.
I do. I spent some time becoming an awesome comedian, stand-up comedian, and fighting for individual freedoms in California. And a lot of the stand-up comics would hit me up and say, there's an amazing couple that is working in the tunnels under Las Vegas helping homeless people, which a lot of people don't know that there are 600 people living.
6,000.
6,000?
6,000?
Yeah.
6,000 people living in these underground tunnels in Las Vegas. And this couple was throwing comedy shows for them. And that was all I had known at the time. Didn't know they were feeding them and never missed a Wednesday in 4 years. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. I want to do comedy with them. So I was like reaching out to them on Instagram going like, hey, I love what you're doing. How can I participate? And I came back home to Vegas where I grew up for 38 years. And they said, how about you come out and donate your time? We're feeding them food. We're bringing them socks, batteries, everything they need. And I put my money where my mouth is, and I came out to help them out.
So you've gone to the tunnels as well?
Oh, it's amazing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, it helps you appreciate life.
Okay,
But seeing the work that they're doing is amazing.
Oh, and everyone really appreciated having you down there.
Yeah.
You know, like the
mission.
biggest part of our mission is we provide like social experience for folks down there.
Stop me when I'm wrong here.
Go on.
I will say there is an amazing aspect to help back that up. So I've had Shauna and Tony a couple times, and what I found most amazing is they were talking about this one group where everybody in the group stays, wait, they stay sober.
Yeah.
Whoa. But
I don't.
Wait,
Define sober.
Whoa. Well,
California
so
sober.
they have their own rules, and that's where Sean and Tony can. But so they were all deformed and mumblers, meaning they don't look.
Yeah, I
they
remember
don't
that.
look
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
But they also didn't talk the normal too. But they found their own group, their own community, their own. This is where I belong, and that fascinating, blows my mind. How far off am I, you two?
Yeah, no, it was there was a particular set of encampments that drew along for like blocks, and there would be a gradation in the subcultures, what brought people together. For instance, you had your sober sex workers next to your drug-taking sex workers, and then next to them were the hardcore drug users, and it'd be this gradation that goes on. And then in one of the areas, there was this district where a friend of mine that I had made that day, where she was staying, all around her, everyone had a speech impediment. like a stutter or some kind of like.
Yous didn't take me that far into the tunnel.
No, this wasn't in the tunnels. This wasn't in the tunnels. This was in the encampments in Oakland.
You're like, wait.
I didn't get to see any of that stuff.
But but the tunnels here, like, they all have different subcultures. There's like sober tunnels. There's tunnels that forbid certain drugs but accept other drugs. There's tunnels where it's just really hectic. There's tunnels where it's senior citizens. There's tunnels where it's mostly handicapped people.
Or couples.
And couples. Yeah, that's a...
Wait, couples like you two kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like married people who are in functioning marriages in different circumstances than you used to see.
People be dating down there. There's a lot of love.
Oh yeah, people fall in love down there. Yeah,
It's like a tunnel Tinder.
Tunnel Tinder.
They all had cell phones. That was a trip. To see everybody have functioning cell phones.
Everybody got cell. Well, I mean, a lot of people have cell phones. There's a lot of sharing of that. Those can be a struggle to get. You have to have an ID to get your free cell phone, your Obama phone. There is a fair amount of technology, Gilligan's Island type of scenarios with solar panels and pulleys and levers and structures bolted. Generators.
Especially in the winter when it's cold. People be having generators.
So let's do the questions a little out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so let's just tirade it because it ties in. What are some legends or myths, or what are some urban stories that are with the tunnels that you find intriguing? And then what is the other one that you would find most frustrating? You're like, that is such bullshit. People need to stop saying that.
Oh, like myths and shit? Oh.
Yeah, like what are some like urban legends and some myths?
Oh, like in the
some
negative.
That are true and some that are false.
I was thinking you were asking about like ghost stories because there's the Rio Tunnel is supposed to be haunted, but that's a different story.
Well, okay, yeah,
3 a.m. you get some knocking
Haunted by living people.
But like misconceptions about folks down there. Okay, so like the big one is everyone's always like, oh, it's as scary as the day violent. It's like actually no, it's like physically handicapped people, and they don't have any fucking weapons. I mean, there'd be some improvisational things that you should just have on you for safety. But like nobody's got a gun. If they had a gun, they wouldn't be living down there. That's you have a whole different life trajectory if you have that asset.
That's it.
People down there are much more gentle, much
really
more.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people are just like
they
traumatized.
Have better social, social skills.
Etiquette.
Social etiquette.
Okay, so that's the one. So, the one that really caught me. So what is this? Okay, so there was this person that I was talking to that said he was going to go live to the underground tunnels because he said when someone bumped him up here, he would want to quote unquote kill him. But when someone bumps him down low in the tunnels, they'll actually say, sorry, my bad. Or they just would never dare to bump someone in the tunnels down low.
Right. It's just, you got to be much more mindful.
Right?
Them fighting words.
It's a quote out of Atlas Shrugged where they're talking about like, things start to get like crazy and their civilizations falling apart and things start to get savage. And I forget his name, Dan Conio or something like that. The character, he says something to the effect of, it's precisely in the most primitive and savage situations that etiquette means the most. Anyone can be well behaved in, a nice, environment. It's when things are rough that stuff is like life saving. That's where you get wealth from. It's the source of civilization. Yeah. And to be able to have that inside of you, to bring it out, that's where it comes out. It can be like a relief psychically to spend time down in the tunnels just because there's a higher quality of social interaction.
Yeah, and being socially isolated when you're homeless is like super dangerous because it makes you more of a target and it's like a lack of resources.
It's like a real safety thing.
The people that you see, like the homeless people who are like the most kind of gone, are like talking to themselves and stuff. Like they're always like they don't have like a community to pick up with. Like the people who keep a lot of their cognitive abilities and like their friends and their communities, they have like a community around them. You know what I'm saying? That can like prop them up. Like social interactions is really important. People need to be socialized and clicked up and hang out,
Yeah.
And when you're homeless, you get denied that. You get denied the right to like talk to people, It's really crazy.
And you have to be able to engage in commerce because that's like the world we live in. It's through the marketplace that we have our lives. It's where we socialize. We sit down and at tables together in bars and coffee shops and restaurants. And for folks who have not sat at a counter in years and been asked what they want, and just had that level of engagement, that's terribly isolating.
To just sit at a counter.
Yeah, to sit at that
have
simple
someone
thing.
ask you
What you want. To not just take what you have, but to actually try to figure out what you want. It
You don't
engages
really think
that
about that.
Yeah, it engages the prefrontal cortex, the decision making, and it's a muscle you got to exercise. If you're not exercising your power to make a choice on the regular, it can atrophy. That's like what a communist country we can see in the lack of creativity and initiative in those types of oppressive societies. Like speaking of communism, these folks get raided by the police on the regular. Like they're living down in the tunnels and they don't have any private property rights. The police will come in and confiscate all their stuff if they have anything of value in
take
cash.
their money.
So they live under this constant state. They're not allowed property rights. They're constantly raided by police. They live in a state of communism, and it's thousands of people here in our city that are subjected to this. And I don't feel too safe from the system when already there's like thousands of people living in that condition. It's like as if it's conditional for me to be able to enjoy these things, that they can take it away at any time. Or if, something were to happen, like a medical emergency, and I wind up homeless. Like there is you were mentioning like what's a misconception? That there's a certain type of person that becomes homeless. There was a 16% increase in homelessness in Las Vegas in 1 year. So you would have to explain why there's suddenly 16% more of a certain type of person. No, it's the economy sucks. It's the Bidenomics or whatever. It's the inflation. It's just the whole screwiness of everything. That's why there was a surge in homeless, people. Not because suddenly there were new types of people showed up. And like the spirit of being a fuck up just kind of spread everywhere. No, it was shit. The society is in a bad place right now. So yeah.
Well, I think that ties in perfectly since we have a candidate for Congress here. So how do you see your campaign benefiting these residents in your district? Not necessarily the tunnel people, but say the less fortunate who are in a similar situation. How do you see your policies benefiting the residents of your districts?
Well, I'll tell you, I am running as a conservative Republican. And I got woke, I have fought for the last 20 years for individual freedom. And I'll tell you now, I fought to, you'll see once everybody researches me, I am a cannabis advocate. I advocate for cannabis business. I advocate for everything that cannabis does in life. And I have, and a lot of my people worked outside a system that is bent against us through stigma. So you'll find a lot of the people that are in the tunnels or stuck in homelessness are because of, the biggest minority out there are people who have been screwed because of your individual freedom. That is our cannabis. I joined the military. I did 3 years of ROTC and I prepared to join the military and I was gung-ho for this. And 11 days in, I got thrown out and listed as general discharge pre-service drug abuse from the Marine Corps. So then I re-enlisted into the Army. A week later, thrown out because I have cannabis in my system. And this isn't just me. This is hundreds of thousands of people. So now we got a weak military, and then we got people sitting at home. And what happens to these people? They get depressed, and then we go to try to apply for federal jobs. Okay, I'm going to go be a police officer. Oh, I can't. I've got cannabis in my system. I'm going to go and, get married and have some kids, and I can't get a job driving a cab in Las Vegas that is advertising cannabis right there on the thing, and driving with my 8-year-old. He gets to read, come get high over it, whatever the heck dispensary you want to. But I can't even work for that cab company because I
never
cannabis
thought about it like that. That's so true.
I have, let's say I go to get my health care and they say, okay, Mike, you were a boxer for years, which I was, and they threw your shoulder out. You can't have anything you need to medicate yourself with how they want you to with pharmaceuticals because you have cannabis in your system. I can't work at the building that is advertising the cannabis on site. Jack in the Box with their munchie meal. I can't work there because I have cannabis in my system. You are forced outside of what to me is a democratic society right now of do-nothing people that want you collecting food stamps, collecting, sitting on your ass, working to do nothing for yourself in a cancel culture society, because your individual freedom. Right now, they are raiding dairy farms because you can't now. Cannabis is rescheduled. They are sitting on all the tax dollars. The schools are getting nothing in Nevada, and we have the 48th dumbest ass kids in the country behind Alabama and Mississippi. I've been to Alabama and Mississippi, and there's kids that are tying bees on strings and flying them around like dogs.
It's funny because it's true.
So it's like, educate yourself. We're out here building business. I work marketing companies that are publicly traded. I owned a publicly traded company before COVID took it out. And I'm tired. I'm tired. My district, I grew up there for 38 years, since 3 years old. I went to elementary, junior high, high school. I walked every street. I grew up in trailer parks and worked my way up. I built a company. I work with GE. I work with Allstate. I got 8 employees that all depend on me every week. And it's not about cannabis. It's about, this is your freedom, man. These people, I don't care what you do in life. You build your life how you do it. I work twice as hard, and my people work twice as hard, because we have to do it outside what is the regular system that is built for today's society. If I wanted to be a plumber and live my life how they tell me to live my life, then sure, I can just excel right through it. But I did the right thing. I didn't succumb to what, if you live in Las Vegas, you know what the East Side offers. You can go sell drugs, work in a strip club, you can go work at a casino, but you're never going to be anything. And this society, especially in Las Vegas, promotes you to go be a slave and go collect them food stamps and go sit on your ass. There's and not to harp on just the cannabis issue, but as far as minorities go, there is one black owner of this cannabis industry right now. One, and he loves being that guy. It's
and
written,
he brags about it.
It's written right on the billboard.
I'm the only one.
You think he wants a number 2 being in there? Hell no. He's got to change that billboard. He's got to change that billboard. If you decriminalize, not reschedule, they want to reschedule, and they want to go, okay, put your money in the bank, okay, and I support anything that helps us get ahead. But they're saying, put your money in the bank, and they're going to freeze your accounts. They're going to take that 36% tax. You guys sold your souls because we thought the kids were going to get that money. $0 went to the kids. And when they send that money to the kids and they go, we're going to give 10% of that $900 million we're hanging on to, they're going to take 10% out. We're supposed
$900 million?
$900 million came in that cannabis tax. $900 million in the state.
That's all supposed to be for the
900 million.
right?
So a billion. So $1 billion.
Dumbest ass kids, and you got Dinatitis
you got $1 billion
sitting up there who doesn't even show up to vote. That woman does not show up to her job. There is no other people in this country that cannot show up to their job and still get paid. She don't do nothing, and you people are out there complaining that we don't have this, we don't have that. Well, you're letting a 70-year-old woman make choices for you. Yeah, she's making your choices. She doesn't show up, and you guys can't be bothered to even show up to vote. November 5th is the primary election. You ain't showing up. People don't show up. They don't care. I didn't care until I figured it out. I did not. I can tell you
about it.
Nobody knows.
We have voting coming up this November 5th.
November 5th, 2024. 2024, bro.
We have a year. So we have a guys like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
Yeah, 2024. November 5th, and that's the general election. And then you have June 11th, which is the primaries. In order to get me across, you have to be a Republican in District 1, and you have to vote for me. Or there's three other gentlemen that are running. One, a great patriot, but he's not in touch. He doesn't never. I don't think he's been in the district. He lives out there somewhere in the desert. But I'm up and down every street. I went to El Dorado High School. And if you can't see, you should know me in real life, because you see me every day out there. And I've been gone for a couple years. I went to be a comic. I had to go live where the weed was. It wasn't here yet. But I'm back every month. I do shows. I host Las Vegas Hemp Fest. And a lot of things that I don't know what I'm supposed to say or not as far as when it comes to the cannabis, but you're going to find out anyway. You're going to find it.
You're a public figure.
I brought it. I had the first legal, we thought it was legal. I think it was legal cannabis show publicly in Las Vegas.
Oops.
But there's other things going on. You know, District 1, you did not get beautified. I don't know if you noticed, but when you drive around, I think we're in District 1 right now. When you drive around, the rest of this state got that money. It looks beautiful. I was like, wow, it looks beautiful.
Like it is visually
beautiful.
Obvious.
My tags from when I was 15 are still sitting up on the side of Lake Mead in Hollywood that I hit it up with the spray cans myself. They're still there. This town has been. Thank you, Dinah.
I'm more disappointed that we didn't get a new generation of taggers to come in. You know, I mean, what are they teaching kids in these schools? Apparently
it's still mine. Still my tags. Still my tags. Still sitting there. The Democrats are gonna start World War III, and if you're not seeing it, you're out of your freaking mind.
That part.
And it's turn on your Instagram, turn on your Google. If we do not get some control of this goddamn country, you're all fucked. If you don't get out there and vote, you are fucked. Like I don't give a shit. Switch your shit. Do some fucking Googling. All the information is there for you. If you don't get out and get your freedom, they're going to take it from you and you will pay out the ass. We are the only country. We all go into the tunnels. We're the only country in the world that does not get. You notice how many other countries we are paying? You got a war going on? Here's my money. Right. You need that money? Here's your money. Here's our money.
Hundreds of billions. But
it's your tax dollars going to it. Your neighborhood looks like shit.
Yep.
Your neighborhood looks like shit.
Yeah, you can't use your parks. You can't. There's no benches to sit on.
We don't spend U.S. money on U.S. citizens. It's crazy.
The corporations are getting it all, and the private businesses are boarded up out there. They're boarded up, and they got you dependent on those food stamps and those goddamn free checks that aren't worth shit. There was more money printed during COVID from freaking Biden than has ever been printed in the entire history of the United States. Your dollars aren't worth shit anymore. They are sending them to other countries. Have we ever gotten a dollar from another country? How come they're not sending us money to fix our shit? Not a freaking dollar. So don't complain if you don't vote. But I'll tell you now, I am gonna win this motherfucker. I am gonna win. I got nothing in life staying in my lane. I'm the first person to ever have the first cannabis education show with Dr. Wayne Allen, who passed away, rest in peace, and now I have it with Dr. John Titano. It's a hard name to say.
It was a lot.
I did that. I've hosted more cannabis shows for advocacy, defending your freedoms. I fought the DEA. Go check YouTube. I am up there yelling on Fox News at the DEA, coming in with machine guns to negotiate a release of the hostages. I've been doing it for years. And I've had all your backs, and now I need you to have mine right now. Because if you're not willing to get off your ass, I will do it for you over and over and over. So get your ass up, vote. Well, I don't care where you live. Get out and vote, or they're going to fuck your lives up. Any questions?
Okay, wait, hold on. I got a good one for you both. Okay, well, so there's the left side, the right side, and they're both there. So how could you help the left side and the right side to, well, let's go with the easiest one here since we have somebody from, well, we'll just say helping with the tunnel charity.
Yeah, I know. And this
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So the big, because we talked about this
I'm on the left
time.
side of the couch.
Wait, hold on.
You know why they call it the right side, right?
I'm not wearing a bow tie. Okay, we're not doing that
The
show.
question would be, how would both of you, all three of you in this case, help approach a healthcare reform to assure everybody affordability and accessibility? Everybody from somebody like me who drives a Tesla. Wait. Here, let me finish. Somebody like me who drives a Tesla, owns a house, does all right. But if I was to start getting health insurance, that puts me over the top. And then I'm going from all right to suddenly I'm not. And you'd be like, oh, woe is you. You go from a Tesla to a Honda Civic. And yeah, that's fine. But
wait, why would you go from a Tesla to a Honda Civic?
To give all of that up for healthcare.
Why would you give that up for healthcare?
But then, Well, so
Healthcare is cheaper when it's not done the way we do it now.
Right.
like any model done anywhere else, whether you want to do left wing models or right wing models.
How can we meet in the middle to help some douchebaggery like me, who clearly could probably figure it out on his own,
Tunnel
but
fox.
could use a boost, and somebody who is literally on their own, doesn't even have an ID, needs a little bit of help? How can we help the healthcare reform? And what do you guys think is reasonable that you could actually do, and not just some I'm gonna make it better? Yeah, okay, but how?
Okay, well, like what I guess people would call left wing, but I don't understand that kind of framing of anything. Okay, so people are living
I'm leaving
outside.
it very vague intentionally.
People are living outside, and that's terrible for your health, especially because like about half the homeless people are over the age of 50. You know that's really what's going on. It's a demographic
Are
shift.
they really?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, it's a
that.
great.
Boomers are the highest homeless.
makes
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boomers.
It's everybody
and
at the
Gen
age
X.
of my mom and grandma. That's terrible.
So all these folks are out there developing health
know
maladies that they don't need to have, and they're showing up in our finite health system. So all of us have fewer resources, and it costs more because there are homeless people. So if they are housed, then all of us have better health care, and it's cheaper. It's
Are you
cheaper.
talking about the Utah system?
Well, the
that
Utah
actually works?
housing first.
Okay,
yeah.
so we looked this up. The Utah system actually worked until it didn't, in theory, because it wasn't stopping criminal activities anymore. You know why? Because it stopped it.
Right.
And
also,
guess what happened once they got rid of that program? Criminal activity increased within 2 years, and it's been on the rise every year since.
Well, and the way the homeless industrial complex works is that you have all these like nonprofits that work on a quarterly system to show results, and then they get funding based on that, and they compete with each other, and it's extremely inefficient and grotesque, and they spend more money on marketing to get more money than they do on doing the actual work. And administration eats this up, and anyway. When they dropped homelessness by 95% on the first run of this program, the next quarter they didn't show another 95% improvement. There were hardly any homeless people left. So
No, there was
the
no
way the
improvement.
system works
It
with
just said
allocating funding is because they didn't continue
so
to
a little
show
misleading there.
gains.
That took 5 years to get to that. That took 5 years.
Yeah.
I looked this up ahead of time because I thought you might bring it up.
Appreciate
But then they got rid of it, and you're like, wait. But guess what's gone up every year since?
crime and homelessness and disease and
Maintaining it wasn't enough. There was no more. In this case, it's a great example. There was no more. I can't run on that. I can't say I improved anything anymore.
Right,
It's
exactly.
just,
You solved the
I'm
problem.
maintaining the
You
status
eliminated
quo.
your needs. So
Right,
a lot of these, the homeless industrial
Can't
complex,
run on it anymore.
A lot of particular charities who maybe I'm not going to name, they make it difficult for a person to get on their feet. They'll be like, "Oh, we have a shelter here for you, and there's a curfew."
And they burden homeless people with bureaucracy.
Yeah.
It's hard enough going to the DMV as as indoors, and
Yeah.
if you have a home, and now you're homeless, and you got to deal with the DMV and paperwork, and go this part of town and this part of town, and you need this printed out. That's annoying as hell already. I don't even want to do that shit. I'm inside.
Yeah.
Okay, now you make a homeless person
And you can
do
be
all
screwed
that.
over by it,
And then if you miss the paperwork, or if you have temporary shelter, if you miss your curfew, because you have to still take care of your
Get
other
booted
business.
out.
there are so many government
booted out.
agencies and
It's just so much
nonprofits.
Too much
paperwork.
government. It's
I mean,
too
we
much
don't.
government.
Which, by
too
the way,
much
Holy
bureaucracy.
Smoke doesn't take any government money. It's largely
much paperwork.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate donations, but we finance it ourselves, and we do get a lot of generous donations, which is great. And what we can demonstrate, because we get people out of the tunnels, we get people into permanent housing, is that it's not very expensive. But if you were to eliminate homelessness, you would eliminate a lot of the government. You would eliminate a lot of special
Paperwork.
interest groups.
So it takes government to get rid of government?
Right. So it's an endless cycle, right? Yeah.
I don't know if they're about that life.
If you don't have, and I'll use this example because we always used to when there's raids. Let's use the dairy barns, and they're wondering why are there so many machine guns here and helicopters? Because if you don't use them, the government doesn't fund you to use them for the next year. So you have to
that's right, you
go,
gotta
we
use
need
that stuff.
100 machine guns and
Yeah.
15 armored vehicles and 2 tanks this year, so we're going to need
think that
double
was-
that funding for next year.
That was
Otherwise, you
probably-
say we didn't need any of those things, then they go, okay, well, we're going to reduce that budget all the way down because you didn't need to use any of that, and we're going to send it over to food stamps again or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I think that was
crap.
part of Obama's
Or
like
Ukraine.
military to
Each case is
Department
very
program.
individual. I noticed with these people, and any people in life, you have each one has to be treated individually, and you have to, you know. And I know it's not a very conservative point of view, but you have to be compassionate, and you have to separate yourself and go, because there's a lot of people down there that have serious mental health issues, and they can't function. They can't. You can't put them in a house. They don't want to be in a house. You can't put them
You can
anywhere
get 'em
where
to
they're
where
at.
they do.
Right, you have to work on
Takes
that
time.
mental health.
Yeah, you have to work on
time.
And you
it.
have to
Yeah.
and you have to do that. But then everyone's going to argue, who's going to pay for it? Are you going to let the government pay for it? Okay, is it your tax dollars going to pay for it? Are we going to maybe use some funding to work a small business and create them and maybe put some grants to work for it? Whatever it is, we can create jobs. You know, we can even use those people, put them in the jobs to help other people in that situation. Jay, great example. That man who I saw, I've known him forever. And I've known this man
Cleanest tunnel
forever.
in Las Vegas.
Oh no, you're talking
Yeah.
about Larry.
Jay Twista.
Oh, Twisted J.
Twisted J was a huge person in the cannabis industry, and the first day I went to go help them, I see this man I've known for years, and he was a big guy. He was huge. He was an influencer, but now he's homeless. His teeth are gone. He's half his size,
Yeah.
and now he's helping them, and I'm going, what the, like such a culture shock. Like, what the hell happened to you? And now I see this guy who made his living in cannabis, and because it was cannabis, he can't do anything now. And now he's homeless, and he had some life stuff happen, and he spends his whole day helping other people in his situation. He does nothing, but he still gives everything he can, where I'm out here every day fundraising for a freaking campaign, and I watch people who have everything who will give nothing. But the people who have the least give the most. And if you can't separate your brain from your money versus your heart from your compassion and be a freaking human for a second and not worry about television and Instagram and Facebook and what they're telling you to think, and just think for yourself for 1 second, even for just one person. Just think for your freaking self. Just do something that's outside of the box and make some real freaking change in somebody's life, and just do something. And I don't know what, I'm just re-woke, but I know
Rewoke.
I'm gonna fix
That's
some
a new
shit
thing.
because nobody else is doing it. Nobody's stepping up. They step up. They don't have much, you know, but they're fucking giving. Everybody who has nothing seems to give the most.
And you know, I can say like one particular, I mean, and this is an anecdote, and of course it's not something you can scale, but one particular couple of people, they're a romantic couple, we got them housed inside permanently for a total of 60, how much was the plane ticket?
Oh yeah. Oh, that situation was crazy, man.
Yeah.
The whole family, these were some young kids, okay? The mom was tripping. They were like, the
Trafficking
girl,
the daughter.
Yeah, the
it
girl was like,
it was
what,
dark.
18?
Yeah.
And
Wait,
her
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Story time.
It really is. It really is story
Here.
time.
I'm gonna.
Hit us with that story, Shauna.
All right. Anyways, but yeah,
It's all
no.
you.
So there's this young couple that we like kind of took in because they were homeless out here for what, like a month. They moved out here with the girl's mom, and the mom was like tripping. She was like abusive to the daughter, and she basically withheld help from the daughter as like a punishment. Like, oh, she'll come crawling back to me, be begging for forgiveness and wanting me back in my life, and the mom was just like gone. So like they were not from here. They were not from the Las Vegas area. They lived in Alaska. They just moved here like a month ago. They were living with the mom. The mom ditched and bailed on them. So now they're both homeless in Las Vegas. So they're scrambling, trying to figure stuff out. You know, they're trying to get jobs and like get their IDs and stuff because they're like, okay, I guess we'll be stuck here for a little bit. And luckily they got into like this program where people, I forgot what the program was called, but like if you're serious about working and like getting your stuff together, they'll host they'll post you up in an apartment
Sounds
for a
about
couple
right for here.
weeks. Yeah, just for you can get back on your feet, and then you can find a place to live and everything. So they were staying in this place for like 2 weeks, and so the couple's name were Nick and Maya. Nick, his family, flew him out to Texas, and then they were figuring out how to get Maya back to Texas with him. And Maya's family was just, or maybe I shouldn't say a name, but
No, you shouldn't have.
I'm sorry.
That could have been a fake name if you didn't just say that.
Yeah, there we go. We'll bleep it later.
Fake name.
Fix it in post.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, her family was like super tripping, and they just didn't want to pay like $100 to buy a plane ticket to fly her back to Texas so they could be with their family and like indoors. It was just like a crazy
$150.
Yeah, it was like $150.
So they were.
the Serenity One thing.
Yeah, I forgot what their name was.
Oh, so
You got to take
So
it up with you.
they were living out here because they didn't have $150 to fly home. So did you guys fly him home then?
Yeah, we luckily had some money, so we just bought the ticket. But the family was just being
there were some things that needed to get handled, and a lot of this was beyond our scope and resources. And they found this group that we now work with, and they supply us with clothes that we take out of the tunnels and everything. It's called Serenity One, and they assess people, and if you look like you're ready to get on your own on your feet. You got that like general sense of sobriety. You're not drug testing anyone
Willing
or
to work
anything,
for
but
yourself.
yeah.
Willing to help you if you wanna
If
work
all
for
you
yourself.
need is a couple weeks rent paid, they'll put you in an apartment. That's what they did for our friends. They have a series of houses that are owned by a pastor, and they put people up, and then put a little money in your pocket, and then all of a sudden you're taking care of yourself, and then they never. You never see them again, but they also provide a lot of like therapy and extensive like rehab type services like that. But this is another aspect of what they do. Private company, not a government thing. Serenity One LLC.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. And Bridget, who runs it, she's brilliant and really compassionate.
Support
and
private companies.
So while they were sorting out their situation, getting disconnected from this terribly abusive family situation, they had their own apartment to do it in. So I put up like $60 to get him a cheap room at a city center over here for one night, and in that one night, it like broke the spell of the abuser. And
Really?
yeah, like just to get a person like away from the cult leader or the abusive relationship, the Ike to the Tina,
right?
Yeah, and they just get a sense of like, oh man, I might, and then they got that sense of independence. They had been trained to be so dependent on this abusive family structure, and now they were independent. And now, so then they hit us up and they're like, "Hey, we're pregnant and getting married. We want you to be the best man in Brett.
Oh, hell no! That is not the right answer.
Want us to come down to it's like, man, that's great. And like, so what did that cost us? Like $160, or $210, right?
Yeah, just
Now
to get
the
two
government
people back indoors.
yeah,
And they're
to
doing
get two
good
people
and
back
working, right?
Yeah,
Good.
so that's like $105 a person, whereas the government will spend $80,000 a year
Right.
just to keep one person outside
Right.
after all the like
Trapped in that
multiple
system.
arrests, and hospital
healthcare
visits,
costs.
and also like removing shade trees and park
back to it, back
benches.
to it,
Recidivism.
back to
You know?
it. Let's reel it in. How do we reform? Okay, so both sides, as you maybe for you to maybe have a debate on both sides. How could you approach a healthcare reform to assure it for everybody, so that everybody, whether you're rich or poor, has the ability, the accessibility, and affordability for it? The first question is, what would you consider so that you could help both the rich and the poor, so this wouldn't be a conversation anymore?
I think we got to reform.
Where do we start?
Oh, the rich are
cost-
screwed too.
The
How
cost
do
to
we
be a
start?
doctor is too insane. It's way too, and we have a doctor and nurse shortage because of COVID. A lot of retirements and a lot of deaths.
We have poor doctors.
Yeah.
Or no, we have the
I
poorest
wouldn't mind
doctors.
paying that much money if any of them were rich. They're all in debt.
Yeah.
One of my
Doctors
best
have
friend's a doctor, and he is
crazy-
broke.
Yeah.
He is broke. Dude has dedicated his life to helping people.
Doing the grossest shit.
And he
Doesn't
is
make any sense.
broke.
Yeah.
Like a teacher.
He's broke. He's got
Like
insurances to pay. Broker.
Broker, yeah, because they're more in debt. It's like,
Unless you're the superintendent of the school district, that guy makes $411,000 a year. It's the 7-year teacher that makes $50,000 a year. But, why throw the money there?
Doctors
Why
do
get
not make a lot of money.
great teachers
And the cost
who
to
are
be a
getting paid?
doctor is just a hindrance on everyone's health. We need hella doctors.
Yeah.
We need way more doctors. Like, we should send people from, like, freaking... If you have an interest to be a doctor, send them to be a doctor, medical school for free. Like, that always...
Everyone benefits. The
that
more
will
doctors we
always
have, the
pay us
better off we
back.
all are.
Yeah, that will always pay us back. I swear to God, this whole year dealing with insurance has been insane. I haven't been to the dentist all year. I had one doctor appointment. I am not able to get a blood test. Like, I used to get blood tests every year. Super
Check
easy.
this out.
And now I can't schedule with nobody.
You've been tricked in your life to
It's
think
crazy.
that if you go to school and you get great grades and you work hard and you go to college, the American dream is you'll be rich. You'll get a house and you'll be rich. When in reality, you're going to be in student debt for the rest of your life. Just about. You're not, more likely, you're not going to do what you went to college for. You're not going to do what you went to college for. And you will be trapped in a government system that is it's not the American dream. I remember back in the 60s, you were 18 years old, you worked your ass off, you went to college, you bought a house, you got married, you joined the military, you went to church every week, and you lived a great life. You didn't have to lock your doors, you didn't have to do nothing, because everybody worked their ass off and they pursued that happiness, and they earned it. Whereas now, I got friends that sit on their ass for decades. Decades. The more kids you have, the bigger that check comes in. And if you have more than 8 kids, you don't got to pay child support no more. That's a real law.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, if you're enough of a bastard, well, I mean, you're not the bastard in that situation. If you make enough bastards, you get to be a bastard.
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
If you do some Googling for yourself, you'll find out that you need to vote for me.
Okay, well then, so
And donate to
on both
Holy
sides
Smoke.
of it- So on both sides of it, would you say then we could both agree that if, let's say there still has to be a high expectation, but could we all agree then if you were to be a doctor, you should go to school for free? Or how does 10 to 20,000 a year sound?
I think if you want to do the grossest, most horrible shit I can imagine, that you shouldn't have to pay for that. If you're brilliant enough to do it and willing to, I'm not. I would never be a doctor. You could give me all the free education access. I would not go that route.
So raise the bar, give it for free?
Anything you need to know in life, you can learn on YouTube.
It's an investment.
Wait. You know what? Just thinking about it. Hold on. Wait. Just
I mean, when I buy Bitcoin, that's not free. It's like it's an investment.
What if, and I think you guys would agree with this, and just kind of shooting it out here. I'm not even looking at any of my cheat sheets here. It's on my own. What if you gave doctors for free? But now here's the thing. After you become a doctor, it's only free if we get to pick what shitty hospital you go to for the first 1 to 5 years.
Oh, you mean like the way
can't go for
private?
free.
You mean the way private health insurance does
You're
it?
gonna do your homework in the dark by a candle with no teacher. So
Okay.
the teacher's got to get paid to teach you. The rent's got to
Let
get
the
paid to keep the
government
building
pay
on.
that shit.
And who's gonna pay the taxes on the government?
Ukraine.
Yeah, well, hopefully that money comes back.
just the Ukraine money.
You gotta get out of that government cycle of taxes. You let Tony here open up a freaking building. Let's say he's a 20-year physician. So we know that he's got the skills to do it. So you open up a school and you set your price. And now we've got a school that people can apply to for your price. So a fair price.
Well, okay.
Hopefully.
There's a difference between having like a free market healthcare system and what we have now, which is a privatized healthcare system.
Close.
A privatized healthcare system doesn't. That often is the opposite of a free market, because for a free market to operate, you have to have a commons and you have to have decentralization of capital. So, for instance, before Trump, when Obamacare first got implemented, you could only buy health insurance from within your state. So there was no competition. So when Trump got in, he eliminated that barrier. Now all the insurance companies are competing with each other. The prices went down on health insurance. But even at that, the whole health insurance thing, as it emerged over time, is a racket. It's a terrible idea. It's not like car insurance. It's not like even like house insurance, where weather is inevitable, but you might get lucky. So, you just pay in your small share. for health insurance, we all need it, right? So the way it emerged, the first health insurance program was for a public school system, where the teachers it was just kind of like it was like a school union thing where they just got this like bulk rate, right? It's really just buying in bulk. That's all health insurance is. So the health insurance company can go to a dentist and they say, hey, how much you charge for a filling? $50. Okay, how about if we can get you 10 fillings? Can you give us a rate? How about we get you 100 fillings a year? Can you bring that price down for us? So in the course of this negotiation over the last century, because of negotiation, medical providers have upped their prices in order to do the negotiation. When you see that without insurance bill, that's just some hypothetical nonsense from negotiation. That doesn't reflect the labor or anything else that went into it. It's just like it's like a what they call crony capitalism, or kind of a cartel situation where it's all rigged. It's the opposite of a free market. Actual healthcare prices should be fractions of what they are. That's why you can go to Mexico or Thailand and get all your teeth done for like $200, less than the plane ticket. Because it's actual but because it's such a necessity.
There's a cat in the lobby in the waiting room. Not straight up, I've been there.
Cat's outside waiting.
A giant cat sitting in the window.
Well, someone has to do the ketamine.
It's a ketamine tester. Mexico. What else you got there, Foxy?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I wasn't going to interrupt that. No.
Did we come up with an answer? Did we fix the tunnels?
Well, we talked about it. Well, we talked about it for a little bit, but education.
What do you want to know?
Where, how, when we get screwed over, how do we fix it? What is actually realistic? My thought is, how many new schools could we make? How much more could we pay the teachers? Do we have a budget for any of that?
You don't make more schools of dumbass kids. Let's see how many dumbass kids we can produce on a conveyor belt.
Yeah, without changing the system, you're just going to reproduce.
There's no transparency with the funding. Everybody thinks they're giving money to schools, and you're not. They got the same small budget, and they're revolving. They take 1 quarter away and put 5 nickels in. They take the 5 nickels away, they throw 10 dimes in. And you're all being fooled out there to thinking you're helping when you're not. There's no transparency dealing with a democratic government. And I have never been political until I did the research myself, which 98% of this country is not doing that frickin' research. You got the smartest technological era right now, and you're so complacent with having all the answers in that plastic box in your phone that you don't need to look it up. If I need it, it's there. Well, if you look at it, the whole society is getting dumb, and that's what they want. They want you to be stupid, and they want you to work like little ants so that little 1% can keep cranking up their funds. They don't give a shit about you, and that's why my district specifically looks like shit. Because we're minorities, we're white trailer people, we are Hispanic, we are black, we are Chinese, we are cannabis people, everything. If you can get shit-faced on alcohol and they can benefit from that, and you could do the other million, you can gamble your life away and they benefit on that because it's your right to do so, it's your freedom. You want to fucking spend your kid's college fund on a slot machine? You go ahead and do it. This is America. You should be allowed to. But don't fuck with my weed. Or at least if you're going to tax it 36%, give the money to the damn kids. You could do that in every country. Or federally decriminalize it so that everybody gets a fair shot at opening up their business. And it's not just them that get to make and hide that money. Because like the school systems out here, one guy makes $411,000, and the one teacher's worked 7-8 years of his life and is making the same $50,000 a year, buying his own markers for his oversized classroom, where you can't pick where your kids get to go. So then your kid gets his ass beat every day, or he's in some shit neighborhood that you're zoned into, and this is not what America is supposed to be. You live in the free country. Where the fuck is the freedom?
I got a question about the cannabis market, or the status of it, in terms of if it's a free market or if it's
not a free
cronied
market.
up. Okay, so like let's say I'm the protege of Ed Rosenthal, and and I got a,
I know, Ed.
I got a thing
Gave
where
him his Lifetime Achievement Award in Hawaii.
and I got a thing where I work like 64 hours a week without even sweating, right? And I'll do 80 hours a week, right? And I got that ambition and that drive. In the state of Nevada, or like this area right here, is having those two things, the talent and the work ethic. And then, like a moderate amount of, capital,
How much moderate? $2 million in the bank account.
Can I start a shop?
Is what you need. $2 million.
$2
in your
million.
bank.
Oh no, I don't have that much
Everything
capital.
in the bank, $2 million. Unless you're a minority, which they just did a big thing on here and said, okay, we have no minority owners, so we're going to open up. So you only need $10,000 to apply for this license. So then all these minorities lined up. All right, a lot of my friends came out and they got there and they all paid their $10,000. I think it was like 100,000 people paid them $10,000 for a lottery to win 30 licenses. What? So shout out to that.
Oh yeah, let's help minorities by giving them a
gambling.
So now they got the license. All right, so now they got the license.
Crazy.
But I get 5 phone calls a week from friends going, "Hey, bro, you got 75 grand? We have to have 75 grand in the bank." And I'm like, "Homie, I ain't got 75 grand." They're like, I go, "You don't even have a venue yet." Well, because they keep changing the air ducting rules.
Yeah.
So now the air conditioner has to blow this way instead of this way. So now we only have 12 days or we're going to lose our licenses.
Yep.
Out of all those minorities, again, that they just gave out, you know how many opened up? 0. Still got one black homie, still got his billboard. Black owned, come to the only black owned, killing it.
What is that shop?
Don't know.
Jordan.
Don't know.
It's not Hardin. No.
Jordan.
No, it's not.
It's not Jordan.
No. I don't think so. That's the no. The shout out to Jordan. But could be, but I don't think so. But the point is, it's not set up for everybody to do. It's set up for the 5 people to do who aren't gonna bitch, except for Planet 13 because they're fucking awesome, like proud Republican America. Those guys are the ones that paid for the Las Vegas Hemp Fest, one of the first cannabis advocacy shows out here, and they did the Built in America. That is, it was a big pro-freedom rally that they did out here, and shout out to them. Because like if I go any dispensary, I only go to Planet 13, and they're straight out. There's some out here too that are racist as fuck.
And they give a 50% discount to locals.
50?
I just took one of these kids to work the other day. He's like, "Bro, you should come down. We get 50% off to locals." I was like, "Did not know."
On a
Let my
daily?
friends know. Every day,
daily?
24/7.
All right.
50?
Whatever their prices are, it's 50% off.
And they'll probably just throw in a gram too. That's been my experience.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
legally.
he's lying.
Not legally.
Like, come on, edible.
You can't even smell your weed anymore.
That's the thing.
50. Well, I learned something important today, guys.
So we
got a
about
clock right
10
here.
minutes, little,
Okay.
something
Oh, that's
like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Is there anything any side wants to add in before, or
ElectMichaelBoris.com. I am fundraising. Put your money where your mouth is. Help me help you.
I sit on the board of directors for a nonprofit, and I haven't talked to a lawyer about this, so I don't know if I can say anything in the
like a
positive or
jailhouse
the
lawyer.
affirmative.
Go ahead and run it by me.
Like I got
talk about
I got to
this
watch
on
the
air.
Johnson Amendment that I don't like. Anyway, this guy came into the tunnels. He came down the tunnels.
Dressed
he met
like
the
this,
folks.
too.
Yeah, and
Great.
met the folks,
Great.
learned what they
So
needed,
great.
and then provided it. Like, well, you can't. You got the special size shoes because dude had
Dude
like
had a size 13
Yeah.
with his cut his toe sticking out of a size 10. How you not gonna get him some size 13s? There was no.
come through with tents, come through, and this is how we do it. The
How
way
many
to solve it
candidates
isn't through the
say they've
government.
been underground?
It's through people
How
showing
many
up.
candidates have been underground?
How many?
I didn't go
candidates-
that
How many
far. I didn't go
candidates
that
have been
far.
underground?
I didn't go that
That's
far
true.
into the tunnels, so
No, you went deep, baby.
I mean, I went pretty deep.
You didn't go into the.
I didn't see candidates deep.
Oh, hey, yeah,
It'd be like the whole Democratic Party, like once you hit that 600-mile mark. I only saw 600 of the 6,000 people down there. I was counting, but it was
Jesus.
dark and they
Yeah.
keep moving around.
So many.
I probably counted the same dude like 3 times.
So many.
That's that HUD count, baby.
And I don't. That's not for filming and stuff. That's like I don't go down there to take pictures or nothing. That's
Yeah.
just
Okay.
humanity, man. You got to be.
I don't believe you went. Okay, the thing is that I don't think you did that just so that I could heckle you basically right here to go down there. I believe you. You went down there on your own accord without expecting anything.
Yeah, I don't think I was running. Was I running? Yeah, I was running. I was running. I hadn't launched publicly or anything. It was, I respected them for what they were doing and the frick doing comedy in that situation.
Oh, don't we want to do a comedy show in the tunnel?
Yes,
huh?
We definitely want to. We definitely want to.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Comedy show in the tunnels.
If you're in the tunnels and you vote, I think you're in my district. But I don't know if you have a mailing address.
I mean,
this is something I want to figure out.
That's 6,000 people.
Sign up 6,000.
That seems kind of weird and
Does it?
immoral.
Why? Wait. Do they live here? Wait. Hold on. Wait.
But
no, I would.
Yeah.
My first meanest thought would be like, fuck you, they're real people too.
Yeah,
they fucking live here.
They're citizens.
And they
residents.
deserve to vote.
it seems
they should have property rights, voting rights, rights from harassment by police. You know, like
You know, the best way to win is get 6,000 bums to vote for you.
yeah, but that just seems like cheating.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Wait.
I pray on that. I gotta pray on that.
Careful. Democrats call it ballot harvesting. Okay, and it's a
But these people are real people.
They are
Real people.
But I don't feel like they're involved in the game because they're so,
They're more involved in the game than I am. They get harassed by cops and thrown it.
And so do I. Yeah, so do we. In our world
they're more in the system.
Weed
than,
yeah, I got friends still in jail for decades because of an ounce. Like
back in the
non-violent
day,
cannabis offenders.
The thing is if you don't have an address in this country, you can't do a lot of shit. You literally you can't get Medicaid, you can't get your ID.
If you're in a tunnel,
you actually cannot get a
come
job
to Shauna's house.
without an ID. To get a job, you have to have an address.
Yeah, and an ID.
So to
You
get
can't
out
cash
of
your
the
paycheck.
situation, you have to have someone's address that you can use.
Ain't that a kicker?
Can't get a
Can't even
paycheck?
cash your own paycheck.
What about a PO box?
No.
That's a lot of stuff.
No. PO box doesn't allow you to receive
PO
things
box,
like
yeah.
ID and other forms will not go to a PO box. That's why we have our own street address, which is it's a special street address. It's really easy for everyone to remember when they hear it, and we deliver mail down to people down in the tunnels.
And people can how many people can live at one address?
The private mailbox that we have set up, we could take 6,000. Yeah,
All right, tunnel people.
We pay a monthly fee to have.
Get ready to register Republican. We're going to vote. No, we need
I'm
a
not sure
bus.
which side of Fremont it's on. I mean, it's a little close.
That would be insane. What a
Yeah.
weird. I would have to pray on that. Like
that's.
that's.
Tunnels fall within. That's an interesting question, actually.
This District 1 depends on where they're at in the tunnel. It's definitely my district.
We only service half dozen tunnels and sites, but
hundreds
you
of
will
thousands
find
of
people
miles.
living
There's
all
tunnels
over this town.
everywhere.
Yeah, there's tunnels also that we just
everywhere.
don't do. Yeah,
We just came up with something. ElectMichaelBoris.com, or we're bringing the tunnel people to District 1. No, I'm just kidding. I'm also a stand-up comic. No, and some of these things I'm saying are just jokes.
Well, that's a really big district. Okay, so I just looked up.
Yeah, it's a pretty big district.
I'm a tiny district.
All of Henderson.
Boulder City. Shout out to my people that are living out in the desert out there. The east side, where I'm from.
It's
and
right
then
here.
all the way up
Yeah,
to
at
downtown
the
until it
Kingston
gets
area.
really cool. But all the dispensaries, the lounges, that's my people. They're in my district.
These are my people.
I've walked every street. All the real people in Vegas, like the real people that got that spirit that are like they'll fight you. That's my district. That's my district. If you're the people that fight, if you fought in high school and you've been in at least 3 fist fights with a crowd around you going fight, you're in my district.
You already know.
Couldn't even visit Henderson back in the day without getting a fist fight with somebody. There's always some kid in Henderson that want to fight you. Like take the bus, you take the Las Vegas Transit, pay for the extra 10 cents for that transfer, and you get all the way out there, some kid will whoop your ass, and you got to drive all the way back to your own trailer park that's on the east side where you're the only white kid there, and then you got to get your ass whooped again.
It's a lot of ass whooping.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't mind me. I was just looking up the district.
Yep.
A lot of ass whooping.
That's a big. Okay.
I fought my whole life. I fought my whole life. You know what? And I never sold drugs. I never sucked into that whole world. Instead, I went to Joe Behar, was my grandfather, and at Samstown, he had an improv school. And I did that, and I stayed off the streets, and I became a comic. I was working for Caesar's Palace, Mandalay Bay as a psychic on stage. I ran all the psychic eye bookshops, and then I took improv school, and then I started getting kicked out of everything for cannabis and couldn't live in their system. And then I got really good at it as far as the comedy and stuff. Started hosting shows. I was the first cannabis host. I think it was like me, Adam Ill, and that was about it.
Damn.
And then once legalization popped up, everybody forgot about the medical people that are sick and the kids and the people locked up and their lives ruined and families separated, and all because people are fucking with your individual freedom. And that ain't right. That's not America. So all you dairy people that are getting fucked with now, that are afraid that your careers are being illegal, don't worry, we got you. We figured this out 20 years ago.
The pigs are coming after the cows?
Yes, the pigs are coming out. I'm all about funding the police. Fund the police. When the shit goes down, you need the police there. Well funded. Fund them. ElectMichaelBoris.com. Go there. Throw me your support.
Hold on, wait.
It's not anonymous. Don't tell me you did it and not do it, because I'll see your name come up.
Let's go with Shauna and Tona first.
Oh.
Give your goodbyes, kids. Give your goodbyes.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Donate to Holy Smoke
Chindama.
Missionaries. The coolest charity.
Where can they
Holy
go?
Smoke Las Vegas or Holy Smoke Vegas.
HolySmokesVegas.org.
You Google that, you'll find us.
Yeah.
There
Or,
it is.
we have a lot of links. Everyone
Check your
knows Holy Smoke
Instagram.
Vegas.
That's
Check
where
out our
it is.
Instagram.
Check out the Instagram.
Holy Smoke OnlyFans.
We have been trying to put together a fundraiser.
If it was legal for me, I'd be all up on it. You can check me out at Michael Boris _4_ Nevada, which is my Instagram now. It used to be Medicinal Mike. If you're Googling, you want to see some of the more fun stuff I do, I got shows coming up. Kushstock, probably while you're watching this right now, Kushstock's going on in Adelanto. ElectMichaelBoris.com. You can see I got billboards popped up all over the MGM and town and stuff because I got support. Don't believe the hype. If you want something different, this is different, and I got your best interest at heart. This is our country. Get out of the illusion, man. We don't need to have World War III. We just need to protect our shit and grow our lives. If you want to help me grow Nevada and you want to grow it with me, electmichaelboris.com. I'll do it without you. I don't give a fuck.
But I'd rather do it with
I would
you.
much rather do it with you. I'll tell people if you ain't helping. Got a big ass Instagram.
Well, everybody, that's our show. Thank you, everybody, for kicking in. Holy Jesus. Everything from an underground charity down to a congressional candidate. Let's give them a big thanks, everybody. One more time in the background. Hey, yeah. So until next time, I love you guys. And remember, I know this is great coming from a red panda. Let's all remember, everybody, there's only one race, the human race. Let's all try and love each other and make each other better. So with that thought, imagine if we all... Okay, so here's the thought. Imagine if you guys are all the students, and I said, everybody release a balloon with your name on it right now. And you've got 10 seconds to go find your balloon again. And you're on your own. Holy fuck, how hard that is. Now imagine if that class, everybody grabbed that balloon and said, I've got Shauna's balloon. He's got Tony's. And we all had our balloons within 10 seconds. We could all help each other so much more. Let's all remember, it's one race, the human race. God bless you all. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.
That's some hippie liberal shit right there, huh?
Goddamn hippies. Holy fuck. Just wanted my fucking balloon. Where did I get that balloon idea from?
Gotta pay the taxes on that balloon. Do I have to blow it up?
No, we're not live anymore.
Yeah, I figured.
We're not live. We're good.
That was good.
Ooh, that was fun. Right? That was fun.
I go libel every now and then have to save myself back. I can hear my campaign manager going, no, stop.
You know where he's gonna shit himself is like your first sentence out. You're like, yeah, I'm a conservative Republican, and I got woke.
And I got
You said it in the classic sense.
I don't give a fuck.
I got woke up pre-2014.
I got rewoke.
Rewoke.
I was
Rebrand.
woke and I got rewoke.
Woo.
I educated myself.
What?
Woke. Rewoke.
God damn it, where is that little?
There. And I got